I was thinking, holy cow, like I could die tonight. Like this could be my last night alive. And I was really hoping that that wasn't going to be the case.
My name is Jerry Pinkson, and I'm a survivor of the Danforth shooting.
My name is Danielle Kane, and I survived the Danforth shooting. We met at work in the emergency department.
Her lively personality is what got me drawn towards her.
He was really funny, and he had a really quirky sense of humor. I also liked his Newfoundland accent. I thought it was cute.
It was just more of a friendship, and then it blossomed to a relationship after knowing her for a year.
Our relationship started really intensely. It was almost like we couldn't spend enough time together.
First few dates, nothing wasn't on the table. We talked about everything. We definitely talked about kids, talked about travel, talked about where we wanted to live. She wasn't afraid to bring up a topic, and I wasn't afraid to discuss it.
I think after a week, I had a key to his place.
I knew that I could spend the rest of my life with this woman.
It was my friend Patricia's birthday that week, and we had kind of struggled to find a time to get together, and actually we had rescheduled it a few times. That Sunday, we finally decided to get together.
Danforth was a little bit busy. We would start to eat on a patio, a lot of activity, a lot of families around.
We were about halfway through the meal when the server came out and said that there's a shooter in the area, you need to come inside.
We rushed inside. They shuttled us to the back of the restaurant. We didn't know quite what was going on. We didn't hear any sirens. We didn't hear any ambulances. It was quiet. And then all of a sudden, this woman came up to me screaming hysterically, saying that I just witnessed someone get shot. And I thought to myself, I was like, oh my God, there potentially could be someone outside hurt and injured, and I had the skills to help someone. Just force, this energy came over me, and it just kind of carried me towards the exit. And I said, I have to go outside. I have to go outside to see if I can help.
I have basic life-saving skills, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go with you too. And so we went out. Jerry was a few steps ahead of me. I saw a man across the street, and I suddenly saw a bright red flash, and I heard a gunshot.
That's when I heard Danielle scream and our friend say that Danielle just got shot.
I fell to the ground. My legs had collapsed underneath me. I could tell already that I was paralyzed.
He was still firing. Danielle was in the doorway of the restaurant, so I just pulled her inside, closed the door. We were just waiting. And then luckily the police arrived. We got her to St. Mike's Hospital. They took her from me then. After the first hour, I couldn't speak with her. I sat there with a social worker and a policeman. And I was just racked with guilt because I knew it was a decision for me to go outside to help caused her to get shot. I was scared that she wasn't going to make it, and then we weren't going to be able to talk about it, and we weren't be able to get closure, and we weren't going to be able to heal. I knew that it was a very good possibility that Danielle wasn't going to make it. The staff at St. Mike's let me speak with her before she went to DOR, and that's when she told me that she made a decision to go outside, and I shouldn't feel guilty.
I didn't want him to think it was his fault. I'm an individual with agency. It was my decision to go out just as much as it was his decision to go out. I often wonder if I didn't, if he would be alive today.
I hung on to those words, and I knew that, like, that wasn't the last time I was going to speak with her.
I didn't really come to until several days later. I was in ICU for 13 days, but I wasn't really with it until a few days after that. The physiatrist did a complete assessment. It was very thorough, and he told me that I would be paralyzed for life. It was devastating. I had held out hope that there was a small chance I would get something back. You don't realize like how important something so simple is until like you don't have it anymore. So. But then I just thought, well, you know, it's not a death sentence. There's still a lot of things I can do. I was like, yeah, like I need to get better. This is not the end. And I also felt like getting better and like just living my life was like a way to kind of get back at the shooter. It's like he wanted me to stop enjoying my life and like having a great life. Well, it's like, here I am. I'm still gonna have what you wanted to take away from me.
I knew exactly that this wasn't going to change anything. It wasn't going to change our life. It wasn't going to limit our ability to be happy, our ability to have kids, our ability to have a family. And I loved Danielle so much that I was going to be there no matter what. And I wanted to show her that life is not that different, that we're still going to have the same life that we talked about when we first started dating. It was still going to happen. It's just going to be with some slight modifications.
You never think that like the worst will happen in your relationship, but I feel like it happened to us and we're still hunkered down in it together and still fighting through it.
We've grown closer together and our love has grown stronger through all of this. So it's somewhat a blessing, a silver lining, if you can say, about all this, that our love is stronger.